this yesterday, and it was really sweet. Notably, Mythos of Illuna really overperformed in the games that we played it in. Like, this was a ramp spell when we needed it. It was extra copies of our threats and our Goldspan Dragon when that was good. It copied our opponent's threats to fight some of their things on the boards. This card often was 2-for-1ing our Groll opponents. Like, we'd copy their Lovestruck Beast, fight something else, and then trade with their Lovestruck Beast inside of combat. Foil it out through the Biddy's Gengar, if you insist. So, yesterday we had played 4 copies of the 5/4 dragon that when it comes, other creatures come into play, it deals damage directly to your opponent's stuff, and that one was kind of mediocre. So instead of playing those, I'm trying out 2 copies of Elder Gargaroth and 2 copies of Thryx, the Sudden Storm here. This card seems really sweet in general in this deck, so this makes our other 5+ cost spells uncounterable, and it's technically a ramp spell to Ugin, right? So, like, one of the things that's neat about this deck is, like, Goldspan Dragon is a threat and a ramp spell, and this is also a threat and a ramp spell. So, notably does not ramp us to the Genesis Ultimatum, but does ramp us up into Ugin a little bit. So it does make Genesis Ultimatum uncounterable, though, which is sweet. One other change I made from yesterday, I didn't get rid of all of them because having 2-mana ramp spells felt good and important, but I did split the Wolfwillow Haven 2/2 with Cultivate here because I wanted more ramp that could color fix for me. We had a number of games yesterday where we couldn't cast Ultimatum on 7 mana. So let's jump on into some games with this and see how it feels today, huh? And then if this feels good, I could see playing this on Saturday. It comes down to a decision of, do I want to be proactive and smash people, or do I want to play the grindy feel smart deck? Yeah, I have a third Gargaroth in the board. There's a good chance Gargaroth is just better than the Thryx. One of the things that's awkward about the Thryx is that Thryx is legendary, so you can't copy him with Mythos particularly profitably. Which is a touch sad. This hand's great, huh? Tangled Florahedron on 2, Mythos or Beanstalk on 3. I mean, like, and honestly, part of the reason why I could see playing this deck is Mythos is kind of a feel smart card. Mythos, this deck has some linear draws, but both Ugin and Mythos allow you to have some utility instead of just being purely linear. Yeah, playing more decks that I like has been good from a deck building perspective for sure. Getting to kind of showcase, like, okay, these are things we're learning as we're playing and changes we're making and why. I think I Beanstalk Giant here and save Mythos to potentially be an extra dragon later. Main deck negate. Yep. The format's becoming more inbred. I hope this opponent dies to, like, Groll constantly. I guess this is technically okay against the adventure decks, huh? So again, that awkward tension. I don't need a third green for... I think I bottom this. I don't need a third green for this, but I want another land here. I mean, eating a counter is good against... I agree that it's bad against the Giant Killer decks. I disagree with your assessment that it's bad against Embercleave decks, though. I actually think Gargaroth tends to be pretty good in those matchups, so you just want a large creature. Obviously, it's bad when it dies to Doomblade, but, like, that describes a lot of things. So it's interesting. So these Yorion decks are very good at punishing other things going big, but there's definitely good hard counters to this archetype in this format. So for example, both Rogues and Flash tend to be good against these Yorion decks. I don't think I want to play into... I don't think I want to play into a counter unless I pay one card here. I think I'm just doing this and attacking. I can Thryx, chat. This is 5 mana. For people that are saying I should Thryx, I plan to. Basically, you just never give them the extra turn spell. Alright, we have high roll ultimatums that kill them here. That is not one of them, though. Think we just pass here? I think I'd rather cycle this land than attack for one. Close though.
Oh, so many painful memories.
And it's a Tibalt of our own next turn, which is nice. This can copy anything, even your opponent's permanents.
Peace is fragile and fleeting. Cherish what little you find.
Afternoon, Lucos.
Return to the essence of the multiverse.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I think I gotta just copy that. I was trying to see if I copied... I was trying to think if I copied Tibalt, if I could draw and play a 7-mana spell, but I can't. I can only play a 6-mana spell. Yeah, I don't know that an Ugin on 9's gonna be able to keep up with everything they have going on, though.
Sure.
We could definitely high roll from here and potentially win this game, but we're certainly behind at the moment. Yeah, Mythos is any card. Any card in play. And if you copy a creature, it can fight something. So like I said, it's a ramp spell, it's a threat, it's a removal spell. It's done. It was very impressive all day yesterday in our set. We can alt Ugin. How do you envision us alting Ugin in 2 turns if they play creatures this turn, like they're likely to? They notably have my Thryx up here. Man, this can't hit Planeswalkers? That's so sad. That's so sad. Alright, upstairs. I'll hold on to this land for Fire Prophecy to cycle now. Their templating is so all over the place on cards these days. Which things hit everything, which things hit creatures, which things hit planeswalkers. No, I mean, I definitely think this one is better in my deck that's playing like 40 mana sources. Being able to cycle is huge.
Share in my pain.
Gotta just like look past the current game that we're playing and think things through.
Do not.
Yeah, they did just draw our Ugin, unfortunately.
I come bearing the wisdom of
What's our out here? They're at 6. If I draw another copy of Ugin and they don't have a counterspell, they're dead. That's our out.
my greatest creation.
Oh, we're definitely cycling Fire Prophecy, not close. Our out here is finding an Ugin. Yeah, well, Haste Dragon wasn't lethal here because they have Shark Typhoon face up. Although I guess they can't cycle this, right? Yeah, Haste Dragon would have been good there. Yeah, Mythos was also not good. We have a ton of outs. Like, I forgive Twitch chat when they're like, Jeff, what's the out? And it's super convoluted. But it's literally just like, draw one of a dozen cards as the out right now. Oh, they're going to be able to... They get to alt their tip alt this turn, but none of these gain them life, right? So we can just like draw another Ugin and kill them still? Yeah, draw a spell at any point. We also have a bunch of Genesis ultimatums that like draw us towards our outs.
Beyond perception. I learned much today.
I'm holding on to this land because I have one more copy of Fire Prophecy in my deck that this would let me cycle. Would let me cycle this.
My research has concluded.
I mourn your loss.
We're not playing Crawling Barrens in our deck. Yeah, if you're someone starting with nothing, it's usually $100 to $150 to build most decks in this game. If you're playing a 3-color deck that needs like 12 rare lands and stuff in Mythics. Well, you know, we played to our outs and we died. I'm conceding here because their Ugin's going to ultimate next turn for people that are wondering why that's the concession point. Our opponent is about to gain life so we can no longer win. I have more trouble getting rares than Mythics. That's because you're a dolphin. The easiest way to know if you are a whale in Arena is if you are short on mythic wild cards instead of rare wild cards, you're a whale. Whales are always short on mythic wild cards. You're just a little baby free-to-play player or dolphin, you'll be short on rares. Hoaglandia loves us some whales. You can tier 3 sub or cheer at least $100 worth of bits to get one of our 2 whale emotes. You're free to play and short on mythics. That probably means you play a lot of bad decks. The harsh truth. I mean, that's not an insult. It's just like a statement of truth. So again, for people that aren't familiar with this piece of technology, the line that's normally flavor text on here says whenever a player casts a spell, if no mana was spent on that card, this deals 5 damage to that player. So if they want to ultimatum, they're gonna take a metric ton of damage. Alright, looking to draw a blue source next turn. You can also Mythos copy Roiling Vortex, because you can copy anything with this card, which is funny too. So like, we kind of have 8 Roiling Vortexes in a way. Remember last game? Our deck's making up for last game when we flooded out here, chat. So our deck's doing its best to help alleviate the fact that we flooded last game and balance us out by not drawing lands here. Icy Ice, thanks for the 3/4 of a year. Welcome back. Yeah, I think playing Florahedron was correct. Assuming we're gonna draw a land in our 40 mana source deck is like not unreasonable. Like don't make bad decisions just because you got unlucky. Like separate yourself from the variance and make good decisions that are objectively good at the time. Stay out of my house. Wub, 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 wub. Not a whole lot to learn or engage from there. Fortunately, sometimes that just happens. Yep. I think we have 30 actual lands. Is it 30 actual lands and then ramp spells in this deck? Yeah, we're on 24 plus 6 split cards. 6 split cards, 2 Wolfwillow Havens, 4 Giants, 2 Cultivates. It's like 38 mana sources. Yeah, I think our deck's super competitive. When you like actually get to play a game, you're fine. The strategy that we are executing is objectively powerful. Bottom the Shatterskull and hope to draw a blue source here. If we draw blue, we get to go ramp into Ugin. Nice. So this is 4, 5, 6. It's a good die roll to win. We'd probably just be dead if we were on the draw this game. We're gonna die to cleave. Okay, that's very good for the home team. Alright, we get to cast this Ugin, right? Because this was a ramp spell?
Unutilized knowledge.
Sudden Storm, looking real sweet.
Creation can be
This draw means we can cast an ultimatum here as well if we draw one. And like Giant, Ugin, and Thryx close this game out pretty quickly too. I don't know that we're fully in garbage time, but we're getting pretty close. I think they have to kill us on like their next turn. I guess they could have like a Bone Crusher Giant here, and they're like gonna attack in and like stomp my Sudden Storm, but like that feels like a game-winning line for me. Like them trading this plus a burn spell, like sure, that too.
Ghost fire.
This is my 8/8.
Greatest creation.
So, I think we actually board in Chainweb in this matchup, at least some of them, because I think we're supposed to just like have things that play to the board cheaply. Is the TLDR basically. I think we trim Genesis Ultimatums, Cultivates. Cultivate's better than Tangled Florahedron. Florahedron dies. Yeah, this getting us to the 5 sooner seems good. Yeah, I like this, I think. Why are the cards on fire? Because of a Magic Arena bug. Fire Prophecy on 2. It's about as good as we get, right? It's going to be a tough game on the draw for sure. We'll see what we can do. How long has that been a bug for? Since they added the ability to have animated sleeves. Yeah, we played this deck yesterday too, and it was good yesterday as well. I think I'm bottoming Cultivate here. And then this is an enchantment, so like in addition to killing Cleave, this card is also part of the reason why we board Wilton in this matchup. Because Wilt kills this. I think even with our interaction here, we're gonna be too slow on the draw. We're gonna be dead next turn, right? I think mono red's a great choice right now, actually. I think a lot of the all of these Sultai decks that people are playing, like stuff like main deck negates and like strokes, and like all this other really inbred stuff, and not a lot of cheap removal. Like I assume they get chewed up and spit out by things like what this opponent is playing. This hand's great. Turn 4 Gargaroth on the play. Fire Prophecy to keep us alive in the middle. Scry land on 1. I think this is fine actually, right? Because I'm gonna get to go Fire Prophecy on 2, Wolfwillow Haven tap land on 3. This is why I'm pretty sure we just keep all of these cards actually. Like I don't think our hand can get better. Hey, Pepperidge Farm. Thank you for the 23 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. And that's just like one of the most terrifying things you can see on the other side of the board, right? Like your opponent's just like, nope, my hand is perfect. No changes. Keep them all. Don't Acrone and War me, please. That's what we call the right half problem. Yeah, we're firing on all cylinders. We got a perfect mix of things. We had a piece of spot removal. We had a ramp spell. We had a threat. You know, honestly, I think we just make 3/3s here, right? Someone was commenting about Elder Gargaroth not being good earlier in this set. I have respect for the mono red deck, chat. Always have respect for the mono red deck. I could have Fertile Footsteps first there, yes. I messed up my counting on that because that gives it untapped land. I had 2 left over. That's true. There's a good chance that we could let Twitch chat pick modes on those Gargoths at random and still get there. I'm pretty sure making 3/3s is ideal. I just want to close out, but thank you. I think you are correct that we could. It probably didn't matter. Second Gargoth is real good. Yeah, it's fine. We didn't need the Giants as well. The 2 Gargoths for winning plenty. Mythos, again, looking fantastic. There's a chance my opponent was going to beat a single Gargoth there. They definitely weren't beating 2 plus a fight spell. Yeah, Mythos things have a converted mana cost, which means they work how we want them to work for Ugin interaction purposes. Yeah, blue, green, red, kill your thing, make a 6/6, go. Safa! Thank you for the 22 months, I appreciate that. Welcome back. Pound sand, Baki, nobody loves you. Get out of here. wait, did that just... Alright, I missed a point of damage there. I didn't realize I was gonna tap my Tangled Florahedron. You don't need blue, blue, red, green on 4, usually. And so I used my Mythos there because I wanted to be able to cast this next turn if they killed my creature like they did here. So... Oh, you know what? I should have put one of these in my hand to cycle with Fire Prophecy. Small mistake here that hopefully won't matter. We are firing on all cylinders this game, so... Got me. Gonna be Ultimatum and Ugin next turn. I don't know, probably.
I come bearing the wisdom of the ancients.
Getting rid of these bindings so they can't blink the binding and kill my Ugin. Then we can play the Gargaroth here as well and hit them with the dragon. Alright, so they were Abzan, right? They weren't Ultimatum. They were just like Abzan Yorion. I think that means we don't bring in Vortex. I think this is like just for control decks and Ultimatum. They have basic planes in their deck. I guess they could have had Ultimatum. I don't know, like... I don't know. I think I'm going to board assuming they're not playing Ultimatum. Yeah, they look like Abzan with a splash to me. I think Doom Foretold's a good estimate, which means Wilt is fine. Yeah, it's probably a Tibalt Splash, I would imagine. Trim a Florahedron here, I think. I don't mind trimming my 2-mana ramp spells in these go longer matchups, just so you have more action density in the deck overall. Green, blue, red. Florahedron, Cultivate, Biggity Bombs. Scale of 1 to dead. What's this Florahedron working with here? I agree, this deck is sweet. I like it a lot. So, how do we feel about pass? I think I'm into it. Because I still get to use my mana, but we're time walking their 4. And time walking their 4 here and not playing a dragon means they can't Binding or Conquer's Death me this turn. If I'm just like end stepping the Thryx. They are playing counter spells. Okay. That feels like a huge W for the home team. Explicitly waited to play my land till after the Cultivate to incentivize them to counterspell the Cultivate, thinking that we're short on resources in our ramp deck. Mr. Edgy, thanks for the Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. You can ship that to every month. Thanks for sending it this way this month. Welcome to Hoaglandia. Yeah, our Cultivate was definitely bait, and they took it hook, line, and sinker. So definitely have to just pass here with them having binding in play. I don't want to play a threat out and then have them Yori in the binding. This is going to time walk us here. What is SAG-AFTRA? Ugin -4, not possible. Yeah, I guess that was potentially a line. Screen Actors Guild. Next time, just say that. I'm going to join the Screen Actors Guild. Probably not. What bargaining power does the Screen Actors Guild have with Twitch as a corporation? That's my question about it. Like, why is, like, the point of unions is to have bargaining power with your workplace? So, like, what bargaining power does that group have with Twitch? Like, what are they doing with that? Sure, from the terms of, like, it being a connection to get you other jobs, I could see that, but then that's no different than an agent at that point, right? Like, that's not really, like, what a union is supposed to be do, right? Yeah, Twitch, all Twitch partners are independent contractors. I get a 1099 at the end of the year in Texas.
I have greater matters to attend to.
Sure, provide health insurance and group rates for stuff like that. That's a good use of it. So Twitch is the entertainment version of Uber. I mean, kinda. Okay, so what if we Gargoth and then Illumina Gargoth fight this? Right? I have enough mana to do that. This is blue, green, red. And this specifically empties my non-creature cards out of my hand, so that way they can't discard anything next turn. Yeah, I don't, at a cursory glance, I don't understand value it brings either. If it gives access to, like, group healthcare rates with other actors, that's a meaningful, tangible benefit. I've said before, like, if Christie's job didn't provide us with real healthcare benefits, I wouldn't realistically be able to do this as a job, making the money that I currently make. Like health insurance for a family of 5 in the United States costs upwards of, you know, like $2,000 to $3,000 per month or more. And for people that live outside of the United States, that $2,000 to $3,000 per month doesn't include if I actually use the doctor. It's just for catastrophic insurance, basically. It's for just in case you get sick and get 6-figure. You pay $20,000 to $30,000 a year for the privilege of having insurance. That means if you get millions of dollars in medical debt, you don't go bankrupt. Yeah, so $30,000 per year usually includes a $5,000 to $10,000 per year deductible for the family. So, for people often wonder why I'm so, you know, care about politics so much in the United States. And the answer is because stuff like that is absurd. We do get to fight twice. Yeah, because it keeps the fight text. It triggered twice because I copied one that already had the fight trigger on it. Yeah, it adds the fight text to the token. This deck is gas. We did just beat Mono Red and then immediately beat a Yorion pile. So, like, that was kind of sick. Should I just dragon people on Saturday? Part of me wouldn't mind largely turning off my break and slamming ultimatums. It sounds much easier than playing Jund. I mean, so someone said they die a little bit inside whenever they bring up free healthcare and people talk about socialism. Nobody in the United States is asking for free healthcare. Like, no country has free healthcare. What progressives want in the United States is government-funded healthcare that has a consistent, predictable cost based on your income bracket that's not tied to an employer. We want the ability to quit an abusive job and not risk going bankrupt. I want to pay for my healthcare. I just want to know what it costs, and I don't want it tied to my place of employment. I understand that nothing is free. I'm an adult that understands how the world works. It's definitely not free. It's just also, like, would be better to have it managed by a central place that's not tied to my place of employment. Glad to see you back on the Magic grind. I missed your rants and getting me through the day. It's good to be back, Mr. Edge. I think we just start with Dragon and start ramping up here. Yep, Obosh means no Embercleave, which is great. Great Henge is on, right? So they could be a Henge deck. Henge costs 9 initially. He has a bump in viewership since returning Magic. Yes, significantly game driven. In my 2 or 3 week return to Magic, my concurrent subscriber count has increased by about 500 points. It was down to about 1,300 concurrent subscribers streaming Runeterra and other games. And I'm back up to about 1800 so far with Magic. Magic is a much more popular game than Runeterra. It's not particularly close. Yeah, I still get to Ugin this turn, which is hilarious. Wyatt, the Word Weaver, thank you for the 3/4 year. I appreciate that. Welcome back.
Without wisdom is the path of the... Do not ignore my draconic talents.
Was it good for you, opponent? It was good for me. I got there. Oh no, not Edgewall Innkeeper. How will I ever keep up with your incredible card advantage? Oh no. You definitely have a sword next to your name, MTG Wikia. We're just playing a Gargaroth here, right?
Can be undone.
Yeah, the fact that I don't have to play around Questing Beast or Cleave is, like, incredible here, because they're choosing to play Obosh. I get to Mythos my Gargaroth next turn and fight something. Wants to fight, opponent? Wants to fight? Footfall Crater, sure. Boneless Wing, thank you for the 34 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Bye, friend. They played their own fight spell. Clearly they want to fight. That's true. Big true. Gargaroth seems absurd here. Fire Prophecies seem good. Thryx is probably a little slow and clunky. Sherman Ultimatum, maybe? Is that getting rid of too much top end? That might be getting rid of too much top end. Sherman Wolfwillow Haven. I'm bringing in other 2-mana spells here. Hey, Matt Maxon. Thanks for the prime. What matchup is Vortex for? This Ultimatum matchup. Vortex deals 10 damage to your opponent when they resolve Emergent Ultimatum. Wait to see if they have Henge before we Wilt. I don't know that we really care about Henge. Like, go ahead and draw your cards. I'm gonna play this Ugin. That's cool with you. Ha! Where are my green sources, chat? The sand's so good if it had a green. Well, shit. 5 cards it is. Monocolor does not include colors. This is correct. So Ultimatum cannot get Ugin. In fact, a lot of this Ultimatum decks do not play Ugin. They have a hard time fitting that in along with the rest of their bombs. This hand is fine. Hesitant to call it good, but it's definitely fine. Second 1/1 here is rough. Means I can't just kill the tokens in either 5/5. Maybe they won't have a land. I don't even know if it's right to cycle there, honestly. You get to play Tangled Florahedron next turn. Yeah, I don't know that we're beating double Love Struck Beast on curve here. I can jump block one of them next turn. We're still taking 7. If I draw... Oh, you know what? I could have played... I'm dumb. So I made a mistake here. If I could have done this first and then played this, and then played this tapped, and then guaranteed I'd Beanstalk Giant next turn. But now I have to draw an untapped land. It probably doesn't matter. Yeah, we're actually just dead. Sweet. Things that didn't matter for 100. I need to get used to the Beanstalk Giant putting the land into play mental math when I'm counting what I can do in a turn. It's not something I have committed to memory. I need to take a second and slow down and count that better. Is commit to memory standard legal? That's an Amonkhet card. That one hasn't been legal for a long time. Don't make another 1/1. 3 mana ramp spell. 3 mana ramp spell. Needs it real bad, chat. Nailed it. I guess with Shatterskull Smashing we could be okay here. So I get to kill this, and then maybe we have a shot. Well, they can't Love Struck Beast this turn? Sick. Okay. Damn it, Bobby. Okay. Okay, we're cooking with gas. So I keep that, right? Because I get to do this, killing 2 things. This card's so good. And then next turn we go tapped land, Fire Prophecy, and then the following turn we get to Temur Ultimatum. Hope for some good ones. It's just like Ultimatum, don't ship any cards because we have the land plus the Genesis Ultimatum in hand. And then with this play, I think we just Fire Prophecy the Giant, right? Okay. Am I cycling this? Probably not.
Accept a lesser world, and you will go lost to history. Consider this a warning.
Hey, I'm supposed to cycle that. takes 8 to escape, right? Yeah. Got me. Oh no, not card advantage from the Great Henge. Do you have a land and a stomp? Are you keeping this Ugin from ultimating, or what's the deal? What's the deal with Ugin ultimating anyways? Doesn't appear to be. Again, Great Henge. It's really not Embercleave. Embercleave makes me scared. Great Henge is like, alright, yeah, you draw some cards, your deck's not really good at drawing cards, I'm gonna kill you. Nah, I wanted to copy Beanstalk Giant. Copying Beanstalk Giant and fighting one of their things is much better. Do I even want counterspells in this deck? What if instead of these negates, we played 2 Vorinclex in the sideboard? Yeah, it's actually, I kind of, like, this is really good against a lot of the Orient decks for the sagas. Oh, it has a borderless option, chat. It has a borderless option. Don't tempt me. You're playing the main. I think I like the sudden storms better in the main. I don't know. I guess this is more aggressive. It's nice that these 5 mana cards being castable off of a 3 mana ramp spell is very nice. Well, I mean, we have Roiling Vortex for Ultimatum as well. I'm gonna try these over the negates. These make my ultimatums better in those matches too. Yeah, I don't know that I want these in the main deck, but I think having them in the 75 sounds good. Maybe they're better main deck than the Gargoths. Maybe I board the Gargoths in against the aggro decks and just main the Hasters. I don't know. I like that Gargoth can copy with Mythos. Get him! Thank you for the biddies, Chuki. We'll get a foil Vorinclex after this. Yeah, I like respecting the aggro decks. I'm a big fan of not dying to aggro. No, it's literally just the Vorinclex we added for foils. This matchup is tough. Maybe. We'll see. Thryx, the sudden storm here sounds great here. It's the perfect draw. Good chance this doesn't resolve. Sick. This gets red because this is blue. Green's actually the color of mana you need the least in this deck, is something that's good to note. Sounds good, Wargy. Thank you for the biddies. Yeah, of course he has Splash Chat. He's a nice giant. I mean, if they Heartless Act here, they also need an untapped land to be able to counter Goldspan next turn. Sweet. So now Goldspan gets to resolve. I don't know that I'm hesitant to say we're in a good spot, but we're not in a spot where like we're just dead. They don't have that many counter spells main, so like, you know, if they like deal with the dragon, maybe Ugin or Ultimatum happens. There isn't, Jonay. Their deck editor desperately needs a craft all button. It's a feature there sorely lacking. You have to manually craft each thing individually, and if you want to know how far away you are from crafting something, you have to manually calculate it out. They're not talking about Arena Son-of-Sam, they're talking about Legends of Runeterra. Arena will tell you how many wild cards you need to craft something. The Arena deck editor is like pretty reasonable. Not perfect, but alright, so we're getting milled for 5 more here, going down to 22. Oh, we're actually just dead, right? Fine. I wasn't looking at our life total. I was looking at this number, and they're pressuring us on this number too. That's fine. This is an ultimatum out matchup. There's a Gargaroth in matchup, Chain Spider in matchup. Honestly, I think I leave all the Ugins in at the top end. Trim Mythos, maybe. It's a little slow. It's super reasonable. Kill something, ramp spell, Gargaroth. Solid 2-3-4 curve. Howdy, Hidden Flames. I'm just killing this. They obviously don't have a crab because they played a land already. I think I'm bottoming something here. Our deck's got a lot of mana in it. They have like a negate for Beanstalk Giant. We bricked on lands. We could have ended up a little bit sad here, but hit the lands. Oh, that's good. I mean, the odds of Gargoth copy Gargoth working are super low, though. It's good. It's good if it happens. The odds of it happening are low, though. I guess the upside here is there aren't enough cards in my bin for them to drown Gargoth in the lock. I do have 4 of these in the sideboard for the reason. They can drown this after they attack and get their triggers here. I mean, I imagine these are going to see a ton of play in both Historic and Pioneer. I would be very surprised if these lands don't see constant play in both of those formats. I'd be less surprised. I'd be more surprised if they saw play in Modern. The, what's it called? The fetch shock format. Yeah, formats that are fetch shock formats have pretty strict mana base requirements. And then this is the part where they like tempo us out with counter spells while we die to these two things. So I don't know if there's gonna be a whole lot we can do here. And these are the types of games where people often complain about. I've often hear people describe these decks as not interactive, and that just like couldn't be further from the truth, right? Like the frustrating part about a game like this isn't that my opponent isn't interacting with me. The frustrating part is how much they're interacting with me, right? So like none of my choices matter here, but none of my choices matter because my opponent has the volume of interaction that they have. They have so many counter spells and removal spells. All of my plays are scripted and end with the same result. I don't know that I agree with the position that Rogues is necessary for the health of the format. I think the blue-red flash deck fills a very similar role with far less toxic play patterns. Rogues exist, and I don't expect them to ban anything, but I think the idea that it's like some type of necessary evil is silly. I disagree with that sentiment. We do get to resolve a spider here, which is nice. They can't Heartless Act the spider. They can eliminate or drown it. They're through 2 drowns already, though. Chainweb is keeping them off of playing into the story for cheap, which is great. They don't have a cheap way to gas up. I mean, we're not dead to a removal spell, right? They're only attacking us for 4. We're dead because of the attack trigger. I had 33 cards in my deck. What are you talking about? Oh, it is 6. You're right. I was thinking they were each only 2. You are correct. Okay, so I need an untapped land here for this guy. It's not gonna do it. And again, like, you know, when you're thinking about how these games play out, like, the difference between a win and a loss here is like an untapped land on this turn, right? Like, if we have that, we're probably fine. Copy Chainweb. Copying Chainweb doesn't accomplish anything. Copying Chainweb does not kill 2 of their dorks. Copying this does not copy the 1/1 counters, chat. It's not how Magic the Gathering works. If it did work that way, you're right that would be a play that could keep us alive. But I'll show you. Doesn't cost me anything to show you that you're wrong. Darth Nissa, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel today. It's fine. Like I said, I think I expect that to be the hardest matchup for this deck, and I don't think we're just dead by any means. I think between the spiders and the right mix of things, we're in an okay spot. No matter what you play, you're gonna have a bad matchup against something. Oh, I forgot to foil the idiot. Need to foil our Vorinclex. Opponent's playing Yorion. So this card's real bad. Sure. This into red into this. A piece of top end here too. Terrible. This attack was actually bad because of Shark Typhoon. Am I cycling this? Or is this a land? I think I'm cycling this. I think we have enough mana guaranteed at this point. And we're pretty likely to find more mana with this. And I would like to try and find, like, ultimatums and stuff here. Yeah, maybe we're supposed to play around Disruption this matchup. With this draw, perhaps I'm supposed to just play this turn, and then play my 5s the following turn. That's probably a reasonable take. I'm spending Heartless Act on my Mana Idiot. Sounds great, though. Yeah, I'm going to take the play this turn that I should have taken last turn, and play Cultivate. You'll note that I, again, elected to play Cultivate before playing my land for the turn to encourage them to spend a negate on this if they have it. Is your favorite color combo for this Ramp Dragon Shell? Yeah, definitely. You're explicitly looking to play Dragon Ramp. I like this build a lot. Waiting on an ultimatum at this point. Someone's playing the blue sorcery land. Yeah, this is a staple in their deck, J-Ray, because it's an expensive colorless monocolor card. So this works very well with their ultimatum. Yeah, this is the Roiling Vortex matchup. Can't decide if I want Gargaroth in this matchup or not. The fact that it's not hasty means it's pretty mediocre. It just like almost always gets bound before it does anything. We've not gotten to Vortex anybody yet, no. Unfortunately. T-Rex, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel this afternoon. How do you win in this matchup? Keeping Ugin? Yeah, or attacking. Like, take your creatures and turn them sideways. Reducing their life total to 0 is a strong play. Correct, Guard the Gray. So, Ultimatum, or the Roiling Vortex only hurts people if they cast spells without spending mana on them. Both our Ultimatum and Ugin put permanents into play, which is different than casting things for free. Sweet. Not getting disruption this turn. You do not, Hamlin. So put into play always plays the front half of a card. So it's worse with things like Valky. Missing on the untapped land here hurts a lot. I think we just hold on to this and play it as a tapped land. Yeah, I agree with that. The Mardu Ultimatum is basically just worse than Ugin. That's what it comes down to. I guess playing this out would have meant that I could have played Dragon around to counter unless I pay 1. But we just drew that, so now we get to do that anyways. Could be right to play this. I don't know. I kind of want to play this as a land. Zanidi, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel this afternoon. Goldspan looks like an old god to me. And they get to draw Yori in here, so then they get to time walk me. I just can't play a threat. If I play something, they'll blink binding and kill it. And then, unfortunately, pretty dead to Ultimatum here. The Time Walk effect from binding and Conqueror's Death with Yorion is just so offensive. We can copy the binding to kill it. Yeah, technically. Like that's not really a winning play, right? We get Mystic disputed here. I sure was an aggro deck I really liked in this format. That's awfully specific. Actually, Mystic Dispute's really good because it isn't specific at all. It's extra good against blue spells, but you can pay 3 mana to counter anything with it. So its flexibility is the reason that it's playable. It's excellent in one specific matchup, but in general, it's good everywhere. There isn't a whole cycle of those, that's not true. Nah, the deck like the Red-White Giants deck we played against earlier gets chewed up and spit out by decks like what this is playing. You can't really play a mid-range aggressive deck and expect to do well against this archetype. They're just going to destroy you. If you're not playing 1 mana creatures, you can't get under like what the decks like this are doing. Probably should try the white aggro deck. It's probably a decent choice. No, you're getting things confused. People that are saying Dispute was part of a cycle, you're thinking of Aether Gust. Did we do it? Are all the other cards in the Dispute cycle just not playable? Oh, with red cat melee. Sure. Yeah, that makes sense. Better lucky than good, chat. Better lucky than good. Yeah, Vorinclex seems real good. Oh, the Death Touch elf. Yeah, you're right. This format has swings bigger than the Giants' playground, chat. They swing hard and fast. Someone must have just signed off. We jumped up in viewers. Everybody that's coming over from another channel, welcome this afternoon. Hanging out, playing some Standard on Magic Arena. Playing some Temur Dragon Ramp. We got our Roiling Vortex is here for our anti-Ultimatum card. Let's do it. Then the question becomes, Then the question becomes, do I play this out if they hold up a counter unless I pay 1 card this turn? Probably not. I probably just play the Tangled, and they don't have it up, so that's good for us. Legame, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. If you're new, drop it from somewhere else. I do a ton of card games and turn-based strategy games here 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. Magic's been the primary game that I've been playing since Kaldheim released. Format's been a lot of fun. Playing in F2K's Invitational Tournament this weekend. Looking forward to battling in that. Considering this is one of the decks I'm playing in between this or Jund Control, I think. Cultivate looking real good here, letting us ramp up and then also guarantee that we have another land for next turn. Really matter what colors we get here. I guess we want to get non-greens if we play these as green lands. Our ultimatum costs triple blue, double green, double red, so that's something we want to think about. I think I want to play Tangled Florahedron here. Yeah, I think I do, actually. Are we playing any Jund Control today? We played it for 2.5 hours before this deck, so as always, if you miss anything, it all ends up on my YouTube channel. I usually play 2 to 4 different decks every single day of the week. You find a lot of great things up there on YouTube. And then Roiling Vortex pressuring their life total even if they're not comboing is nice here. So I get to take my second dragon here. I have 5, 6, 7, so if we draw a land, I can play Ugin next turn. Oh, they have Disruption available. What's my favorite Ugin plus Vorinclex shell? I don't know, Wargy. Both this and the Jund deck we played earlier today have been good. I don't know that I strictly prefer one to the other. They do different kinds of things. Yeah, I don't think I want to play Ugin into a counter unless they pay 1 card here. I think that would be a bad play on my part. And I have all of this mana available. Because the way I've gotten set up here now, I can even play Ugin. If we draw an untapped land next turn, I can play Ugin around Mystic Dispute even. Although they didn't have Dispute up this turn, I suppose. We have 7, 10 mana total here now. Z-Wagger, welcome to Hoaglandia. Good afternoon. Yeah, I've heard good things about the Runeterra single-player game. People seem to really like it. I'm just not a fan of single-player deck-building games in general. I play card games for the PvP component, largely. Oh, right, they get to copy our dragon. Maybe I'm supposed to YOLO last turn. Well, I gave them time to find more counterspells here. Are we losing this race now? Right? Yeah, we're taking 5 per turn. They're taking 3 per turn. Now, they have a treasure token right there. Yeah. You are understanding that correctly, puppy. If my opponent casts Ultimatum and they cast 2 cards, this does 10 to them. I don't know that it would have worked, but I think perhaps I was wrong, and I should have just jammed Ugin into their disruption that turn we had it. I forgot, the fact that Valky could copy. The fact that Valky can copy the dragon slipped my mind. We just got hosted, Hidden Flame. We were floating about 1,000 people on our own. I think Croaky's just signed off, and he's on F2K. So his auto host probably hit me. Yeah, looks like what happened. Shout out to Croaky's. So you're dead? They're dead, right? Well, I guess they could technically diddle the storm thing, right? Is this deck good? Yes, I like this deck a lot. Yes, Croaky's is playing in the tournament as well. Well, howdy. So this only costs 4 mana, and it makes me 3 mana. Even if they tap the Goldspan here, Ugin only costs 7, and I have 7 mana available. So they diddle Goldspan with Coma. The deck list is available on your screen. You can also type !deck in chat to get a direct link to the deck list. And this is uncounterable because of the Sudden Storm. So I get to give them a love tap upstairs here, and then Roiling Vortex will deal 1. I don't think they get life gain at instant speed, so this should just be lethal.
Ghost fire.
And like seeing Vortex go to work here was really impressive, right? Like they didn't play their Ultimatum card, and it still helped us pressure them out of the game, right? Yeah, Thryx was sweet there too. Thryx has been good so far. Thryx being a 5 mana card that helps ramp us to Ugin has been quite excellent. I don't think I like that one even if I could buy it. I think I'd rather just have them all be the same. I feel like with the way games have been playing out, I think I want the Fire Prophecies in the board, and I just want this main as extra chunk, and just have ramp at the bottom end to start, and then we'll board these in against aggro when they're good. I think is the plan. This makes having another hasty threat makes our Genesis Ultimatums good. Yeah, just be more linear game 1. We still have Ugin and Mythos here as like a scotch of interaction. Yeah, that's true too. This is these are the Shatterskull Smashings are still a little bit of interaction too, right? Triome is so good. This is a good die roll to win. See how the Rogues matchup goes here. This matchup's tough, not unwinnable, but tough. Desuatel, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. It's a good draw for this matchup. You have double ramp on the play in all of our colors of mana, so zoom, let's go. Vorinclex. Yeah, we have a pretty decent start. They didn't have a crab here. Both those things are great for us. So I just get to dragon. Actually, with this draw, I can play Ultimatum next turn guaranteed, right? So I think I just flash this in now while they don't have a counter spell up. And then this makes Ultimatum uncounterable next turn. I think we just play this main phase. Minos, thanks for the follow. Good afternoon. Five is gonna put us to 6 cards in the bin, so they can't drown Ultimatum this turn. All right, YOLO. Main deck negates not unheard of. Okay, this could have been better, but beggars shan't be choosers. You're allowed to cast flash cards outside of your opponent's system. You are, in fact. One could even argue it's a strong play frequently. We start by attacking and see what they do. They have a Heartless Act, they might kill us inside of combat. Mythos definitely boards out here. I don't think I did that last time, and it definitely gotta go. Part of me wants to bolt myself and jam Vorinclex here. Yeah, I'm surprised it's not into the story based on these things resolving here. Just like double threat. That just happened. Okay. I have no idea what's in their hand now. It's just, I mean, they didn't play a land, right? It's like, what are they sitting on? Yeah, we're definitely trying to kill this one too. Yeah, deal. Draw some cards. Okay. I can't believe, like, yeah, it must just be a bunch of Into the Stories, right? And cards that draw? Or like their triple blue card? Yeah, maybe they have Essence Scatters? I don't know, feels like we got real fortunate here. And we had to get lucky to win after they had the Heartless Act for our Mythos. That was such a big blowout. Maybe we leave this card in here just because it closes. Pretty easy cuts to start. Ultimatum and Mythos, both kind of medium. Gargaroth sounds good. Yeah, getting game one is big. For sure. Like a Florahedron, I think. Yeah, Lull Mage was definitely a card in the range of things they could have had there. Fine. Gotta go right now. Gotta go right now. Huh. Is it crazy to keep all the cards in my hand here? It could be right to ship the Ugin. I'm not attacking because getting 1 point of damage in doesn't seem worth taking damage on the backswing. Yeah, I think I want to be able to block at these Golden Forcer here. Yeah, do you want me to be able to escape this? Dealer's choice. This attack gives me a turn 4 play now. The Dragon's a pretty good turn 4 play. Alright, so I can get red, blue, and then this is a green source for us if we need it, which we do for this. So this is just like super loose with nothing else, right? Like they just like played that out into my Chainweb. Like, okay, Chainweb, shoot your thing. Huh. If I escape this, they can't into the story, but I think I'd rather Sudden Storm. They have to counter it, and then we get to play Dragon or something. Maybe it could be that I'm not being aggressive enough here for sure. I like the idea of playing Sudden Storm this turn. The Thryx Counterpunch should work on escape cards. It does if the cost of that escape card is in a range that he protects. So like, this has a converted mana cost of 1, even when you're escaping it, is the important thing to note. Yes, it would work. It would work on an Ox Escape for 2 is a good other example. Yeah, I agree. Our deck is low enough that we need to start smashing, I think. Any basics left in my deck? I guess I should find that out before I just jam this. And I milled any basics? Sick. Do I leave? Oh, if I don't take 2, I can't. I have to take 2 in order to have 1 go to my hand. You have to put 1 in the play. Sick. So hard, but not unwinnable seems like an accurate descriptor of that matchup. Heck, I'm an ultimatum people on Saturday. It's been a while since I played something linear that I liked, and this deck's got a nice blend of things. Feels like we've got good plans for most places. The Jund deck is fun and fine, but playing 6 rounds of that sounds like a slog. I've got a ramp spell in all my colors. I don't know that I can mulligan this in good faith. Oh, you know, I should technically play a blue source on 1, because if I draw Mythos, I can't Mythos on 3 if I don't play a blue source on 1. Am I trading for Usher of the Fallen? I think I am. 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 I think this buys us more time than having an extra thing. Obviously, our best draw is another ramp spell next turn. That's kind of a punishing draw for the fact that I traded off my Florahedron there. This does mean when we play this on 5, we'll get to play this on 6 though, which is nice. We're gonna take 3 this turn, and then we'll take 3 to 7 next turn, most likely. I imagine it's gonna be like a Bone Crusher Giant coming down here. Okay, this is a turn late, but not the end of the world. Them not having a play here is huge. I imagine that that's the difference between winning and losing for us. Oh, you know what? I wonder if they have, they holding up Giant Slayer here, perhaps? So no play from them, and them holding up mana like that kind of makes the not having the Goldspan Dragon not a big deal. Look at some of the earlier iterations of the deck Moldylocks. We played a few things that weren't Vorinclex before. I'm feeling about not having counters to 75. Pretty good. Waiting to cast your spell while you also have a counter spell available takes forever. Okay, so we're taking 6 inside of combat next turn. We're possibly taking 7, 8 if they have a maul. They're gonna step on my face and put me to 11. I'm going to 5 or 3, opponent. Oh, we could be dead to cleave. Never not dead to cleave, chat. Even against rogues, counterspells aren't that good. Like, waiting until you can, like, play a 5-mana card and also hold up in a gate. Your rogue's opponent often has 2 counterspells at that point because they're playing disputes and stuff. Just don't think that's an axis you can win that matchup from. Alright, well, now we'll do this, because we drew it. This is much better than just gambling for one. We were gonna gamble for one. We had 6 looks and we hit.
Always consider the consequences of your freedom.
They have an adventure card to pick their Season Hollow Blade back up with here. Not that it really matters. But if you ultimatum, it could be anything, even a new game. Yep. That's definitely true. I mean, surprise factor. It's an open decklist tournament. It's not exactly like our deck's doing anything novel. We're just like casting ramp spells and then putting Ugins into play. I'm gonna do this first, so this way if we hit another Ugin off of this, we can be doubled up right away. I don't think there is a compelling reason to not splash a third color in a blue-black control deck. Gaining access to something like Binding of the Gods or Wilt is a good way to make sure you have a way to survive and, like, answer problem permanence. The pathways make it super easy to splash a single color. Yeah, or red for Valky. Yeah, red for Valky and just like Shatter Effect, Shredded Sail sounds great. It does, Bender. Just how I want to board. I can't tell if I want Gargaroth or not. I'm not blinking Giant Slayer by boarding it out, so maybe I leave it in. Is Mythos good here? It's probably less good here. I don't hate that. Maybe they're better as Gargoths. I'm happy with Roiling Vortex. It's there for the Ultimatum matchup as well as it's there for the Ultimatum matchup as well as any control matchups. People asking about Grixis decks. Yeah, we played Grixis Giants yesterday. You can find that one up on my YouTube page, along with everything else we've played. We've been playing like 2 or 3 different decks a day for the last 2 weeks almost. There's a ton of great stuff up there. Okie doke. Want a mulligan 5? Sign me up. That's true. Roiling Vortex is technically good against trickery. Good call. You don't really want to Wilt Skulls. I think I'm playing this as a ramp spell. Maybe it's wrong to play this as a ramp spell against the Stomp deck. Aaron, thank you for the 58 months. It's a long time. Welcome back. If they go red land stomp and we miss an untapped land here, we could definitely die. My Ugins cost more. Well, this says vigilance. That means my dragon can't come through. It's a big play. I guess if they don't have a removal spell, Elder Gargaroth could still take this down. The janitor wants a raise. Exactly. Alright. Show me Bone Crusher or Giant Slayer. Giant Slayers, chop downs are definitely still in their deck, right? They got him, they got him. Well, that's true too. Maul is not legendary. Like Cleave, second Maul would let them punch through. I'm assuming based on the tank here that they don't have anything. Gargaroth definitely much better than Mythos would have been here. I want to just make a 3/3 here. And if they want to double block with the Redain here, that's fine. So they could, I'm letting them trade their 4/5 for my Gargaroth because Thryx can flash it and block anything else they put the ball on, which is great. They can also be scared of a removal spell here. There's fear in their dojo chat. There's fear. They think I have removal spells. Little did they know I was just happy to trade with their flyer. Because of this Dorko. Yep. So, Redain here is arguing for higher wages for Ugin, and the Sudden Storm is trying to talk him down. Just like, no, calm down. Ugin does not deserve that much money. Okay, so... If I would have played that on red, I could have played both dragons. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if I throw the Goldspan away, I can play Ugin here. Right? I have 8. This will be 9. They're so scared. They're so scared, chat. Their dojo has so much fear in it. Don't let the fear into your dojo, chat. It'll get you every time. I don't care about the 1/1 counters from this. Have your 1/1 counters. I've got an Ugin.
Can be undone.
I got an Ugin, I've got dragons, I've got a sudden storm, negotiating a worse pay rate for the janitor, you know. Everything's coming up great. Manuel, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel this afternoon. Yeah, this card's been great, actually. It's been super reasonable in a lot of spots. I don't think you could play more than 2, because Legendary is super awkward, but I've been super, super happy with the Storm Fury. Thryx is lobbying for the special interest groups. Yeah, exactly. Nice. I was thinking about playing another Magic deck today. I'm just gonna keep playing this for another hour or so. I'm pretty sure we're gonna lock it in and just get some repetitions in here. Win and die rolls, taking names, chat. I don't think I can keep this in the dark. If my opponent was showing Yorion, I think we'd keep a mopey hand like this, but want a piece of ramp in the dark. Oh yeah, I make Wizards of the Coast a lot of money. We play a lot of interesting things here. I'm one of their better salespeople. It's a shame it doesn't come with a commission. So mana looking a little bit awkward here. Really want to find a Cultivate or a Giant. If we don't draw a Ram spell, I might just smash this robber. It's probably the play. Yeah. I don't know, TDM, I don't really want to talk about stuff like that. This deck's like almost assuredly not on the cheap side to build rate. It's got a bunch of mythics in it, and 3-color mana bases are all rares. So gonna die to mono red here. How much does it generally cost to build a deck like this? Somewhere between $150 to $200 if you have nothing. If you have no cards to start with, $150 to $200. Is Goldspan a mythic? Anybody know, or is that just a rare? I would zoom in, but I can't zoom in the deck editor. It's a mythic? Yikes. Yeah, so this deck is super expensive, right? 'Cause this is 11 mythics, 12, 13 on the Smashings, 14, 15 on the Vorinclex, and then all the rares in the mana base. Trim Sudden Storm, we're bringing in the extra Gargaroth. Florahedron dies a lot. Trim a Mythos. That. It's like 19. I think I counted 15. This thing is great, right? We get to Fire Prophecy something on 2, Ramp on 3, Dragon on 4, Genesis Ultimatum on 5. I think I'm actually bottoming that. As weird as that sounds, so I really just want an untapped land in my next few draws. Perfect. Yeah, you get a guaranteed mythic wild card every 18 packs. Yeah, these are rares. Hey, Android, thanks for the 15 months. Welcome back. It's good to be back. Part of me was worried my break might have been too long and there wouldn't be anybody here when I came back. I'm glad to see that's not the case. It's passing. One in 30 packs contains a mythic wildcard, sure. So you get 3 every 36 packs or so then? I appreciate you, Jake. I think we're just trying to roll Ugin here, right? Okay, so we can Haven here, and then we can kill Thorbrand at least, right? We can use Mythos to actually we're actually in a fight spot, so I can use Mythos to copy Goldspan Dragon, which gives me a treasure, which lets me fight with these trade, and then I can Fire Prophecy one of these. Yeah, we're actually fine. No, I want to copy Goldspan so I get the treasure token so I can play Fire Prophecy. This means that another Thorbrand or an Embercleave aren't a big deal. And then I get to Ultimatum again next turn as a reroll for Ugin to lock the game up. Ooh, if we copied Thorbrand, we could have then used Fire Prophecy to kill their Thorbrand. Yeah, that's probably better. No, because I could have used Thorbrand. No, I didn't have mana. If I copy Thorbrand, I don't have mana, chat. That's what it is. But the treasure came from targeting Goldspan Dragon, chat. The Goldspan triggers when we target. It's the only reason I have mana 2 Fire Prophecies because we targeted those. Alright, sweet. So that's the disconnect. Yeah, Mythos has been very good in the games that we've played. Yeah, but he would trade BDP. So what you're suggesting is they would both fight each other and die, and then I wouldn't have a treasure. So your line is strictly worse because you're suggesting we end up at the same spot, only I don't have a treasure. I think I'm actually playing this as a land. I mean, we haven't found an Ugin, but like our draw fives keep finding more draw fives, so like, you know. No, we're gonna finish God of War tomorrow, Nadris. I have a contract with Mythgard to stream their game 2 days a week, so I'm gonna be doing Mythgard on Tuesdays and Thursdays instead of the other variety stuff. We're close-ish to the end after yesterday's segment. They change Mythic wildcards to every 18 packs. So the confusion with Mythic wildcards that people don't understand based on a quick cursory glance, 1 in 30 booster packs has a Mythic wildcard in the actual booster pack. But the wheel thing that fills up to give you a rare wildcard every 6 packs is a Mythic wildcard every 3rd one of those. So there's two different ways that you're counting there. So you have a chance to open Mythics inside the actual packs, but you also get that wheel that spins that has them as well. Yeah, it's exactly the case, Clevin. Just donate via the donate link below the stream or cheer bits. Oh, did I miss lethal? Well, I can still do this and kill them, right? Yeah, it's fine. Or cheer 5k bits, and I would be happy to play whatever you submit. I am taking historic decks for once Uro is banned next week. And the upside to the higher price tag for submissions is you can even pick which day it gets streamed on if you like to coordinate with me. There's fewer viewer submissions coming in at the higher price, so if you want to make sure you catch it live, we can coordinate that. Or it can just get played as soon as tomorrow. Since it's not a giant line. I'm happy with how we boarded. I did this last time and it was fine. Do I want these chain webs on the draw? Like, they have a bunch of 1/1s, and this is just like a 1/2, right? I think I'm into Chainweb Aracnir, actually. Nah, I'll stop doing what I'm doing and play it immediately for way less than $1,000. For $100, I'll concede this match and play whatever you want right now. It's fine. I'm super reasonable. Yes, for $1,000, I'll play it in the tournament on Saturday. Yeah, I think I want to do that. Just want some more cheap things on the draw here. All right, let's do it. That's true. I won't turn you down if you want to pay more. I'm just saying the base price is lower than that. I think Christy and I need to replace our furnace this year, so, you know. Home ownership is not cheap. Easy mulligan here with no early plays. For $1,000, I'll name the furnace after you. We'll get a little plate on the side with your name on it. The furnace will be dedicated to you. What's happening with the furnace? Twitch chat. I'm sure there's people that do furnace repair in chat, right? Twitch chat's got got lawyers and astronauts and doctors. So my furnace is losing, I don't know what the right way to say it is, but it stops operating at the optimal efficiency to keep my house at the temperature it's set to after a certain period of time. And if I turn it off for 5 to 10 minutes and turn it back on, it starts working again. But it's struggling after a while to maintain while running. I mean, I would believe that there's a non-zero number of actual HVAC techs in chat. It could just need a new part, yeah. Furnace is a word for a house heater, yeah. A furnace is what heats my home during the winter. Is it gas or electric? I don't actually know the answer to that question. It's a Goodman something or other. I had a picture of the model number. I googled it earlier. Goodman. It's a Goodman Cap F 4860. Sounds like a bad flux capacitor. I have changed the filter, yeah. Do I have a gas bill or not? I mean, I have a gas bill, but I have a gas stove. I'm pretty sure it's gas. Chat's asking me questions like Christy thinks I'm responsible enough to pay bills. Come on, chat. I play video games for my job, chat. I'm not responsible enough to manage finances. Come on. Christy's in charge of all that. You see how many foils are in this deck, chat? You think she trusts me to pay the bills on time? Alright, so the Gargaroth leaves us in a good spot until they have Embercleave. Stop me if you've heard this one before. How old? The furnace is 13 years old. It's original to the house. And Google said the furnaces are supposed to... Wait, here's a real question. Someone said they were an HVAC person in chat. How many BTUs is my furnace supposed to be to heat my 3,000 square foot house? Because Google had varying opinions on how many BTUs it should be. Maybe BTU is the wrong term. I remember looking at my thing and it said 10,000. It said like 80,000 or something like that, or some type of metric. Enough. Depends on the number of windows. That's a good question. God, that's so complicated. It's a 2-story with a full finished basement. Yeah, so so yeah, Google said something like 100. I'm gonna no block here because they have castle. Google said something like 165,000 BTUs, and I'm pretty sure our furnace is only like 90,000. So I'm pretty sure the furnace is too small for the size of the house. Alright, we got mono rented. Sometimes you die to cleave, chat. HVAC is something that gets tipped on a lot. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. The original, whoever the original developer of the house is, put the HVAC in. Yeah, 165. Yeah, I'm pretty sure if it's zoned. Yeah, my upstairs is zoned, but the main floor and the basement are on the same thermostat. Communist cat girl. Decided to resub after having a blast today. Guess I have $4.99 less for sex toys. Thank you for sharing some of your communism this way. This hand's okay. If they're playing a Yorion deck, this hand's probably fine. We've got time. I mean, the people on Twitch chat are repeating numbers that I got via a Google search. So I'm inclined to trust the numbers from Twitch chat that match what I independently looked up. I think we're playing this tapped as a land in the control matchup. My house also has tall ceilings in it, Pouty, which I would assume makes it extra hard to keep heated. Like even my basement, like the basement having 9-foot ceilings is nice, but it probably doesn't do well for keeping it warm. Alright, so I think we just dragon them here, right? I love this card. Oh gosh. Oh gosh, chat. Holy crap. Next turn's gonna be great. Okay, so we get to do this, and then we get to Mythos this. This comes into play and fights this. And then I can attack with this and play Genesis Ultimatum, right? No, I have to attack with both to play Genesis Ultimatum? I think I want to Ultimatum this turn, right? Because they're going to take it away otherwise. This is a really good do the thing game. I'm gonna decline casting this because in case they have a exile odd things or a sweeper. Yeah, I think so. Like, I like the Jund control deck a lot, but the fact that this deck can just have a nut draw like that makes it a lot more appealing. Just like the fact you just be like, and. Alright, so they're probably a Doom Foretold deck, which makes Wilt exciting. I think we'd trim the Wolfwillow Havens. I think I want the extra Gargaroth, but the two in the main deck seem fine. The dragons cost 5. They're a 5-drop. I think this is the board plan. A Roiling Vortex worth it? Ever worth it without this ultimatum? Yeah, I think against like a Mopey control deck, like if someone's playing something like blue-white control, I think I'd almost assuredly board in board in the Roiling Vortexes, but like, I don't think any of these decks that have like a clock with Yorion, I'm interested in that effect. And like, they have like eggs to gain life, and they have the 4-mana lifelinker, so like, this is definitely not an ultimatum matchup. Yeah, a newer furnace would probably save me money on my gas bill too, right? Because I imagine it'll be more efficient than what I have now. Would be my guess. And like, the furnace I have now is 13 years old, so it's pushing towards the end of the average lifespan. And with how cold it can get in the Midwest, it's probably better to replace it before it dies completely. The more complicated the furnace, the more stuff can break on it. That's a fair assessment. See if my trap card gets to work here. Yeah. So, land for the turn is 6. I'm probably just supposed to Beanstalk and then pass, right? Just let this happen next turn. Why would I want to copy the Doom, chat? They have 2 things they can sacrifice. Why is that good? Can someone explain it to me? Because I don't see it. I know it's the cute thing to do, but why is it the good thing to do? I can cast this turn, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I wonder if it's better to YOLO the Ugin first here. I think this is wrong. I think they're showing blue mana. Yeah, I think I should have let on Ugin.
Seize the day, my minions.
I think I'm ditching Mythos here. I think I'd rather keep the dragon.
I have no interest in fighting fair.
Pulling the land for Liliana here. I think we're dead to that. Need to peel another Ugin here, basically. I am playing Magic here. What's going on, Mr. Tasty? Thanks for the almost 3 years. And we've been back since Goldspan release, so it's been a couple of weeks. think I'm holding this in hand because the extra land doesn't accomplish a whole lot, and discarding the land to her means I take 3 less damage. Goody, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel this afternoon. Wait, we got 3 Ugins and 3 ultimatums to try and draw to Ugin here, so.
I have no interest in fighting fair.
I think that means we're on the 0 outer. Yeah, because I'm one mana short. Well, if I would have kept that other land, I could cast Ultimatum if we drew it here. Lily's going to emblem next turn, which means we're very dead. I think I'm happy with how we sideboarded. Let's just try and draw a little bit better here. Underwood, good afternoon. Thanks for the follow. Thanks everybody for hanging out today, by the way. It's great to see almost 1,500 people in here. Shout out to all the people that stayed over from Kirky's host for checking out some Hooglandia Magic content. Usually I play a wider range of different decks. We've been playing this deck for almost 3 hours. Usually I play decks for like 2 hours or so, and then we change, but I've got the F2K tournament this weekend that I'm going to play this deck in, so we're sitting on this one a little bit longer than normal. This is probably cycle Wilt on 2 to give ourselves the best chance to have a ramp spell by 3. One of those quotes is 3-year-old. I have subscribers that have been subscribed for over 5 years. Today is day 1 of your Invisalign 4-month journey. You only have 4 months? That's so short. My Invisalign took 1.5 years. I'm not salty. One of my teeth was really messed up. They don't go Black Source Duress here. They have to discard to hand size, which is nice. Yeah, I'm just gonna try and punk people, Todd. Man, that's frustrating. Alright, I didn't cycle the Wilt this time, because if my opponent plays a Doom Foretold next turn, I want to Wilt the Doom Foretold so it doesn't kill my dragon. And if they play a Yorion here, I get to Wilt the Treacherous Blessing. What time is it for me? It is currently almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Foes, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel today. You know, I'm probably just supposed to kill this, huh? If they have a Yorion in hand. Yeah, I was thinking I could do it in response, but the second chapter makes my spells more expensive, so I think we just get rid of that and then hope this Gargaroth lives. Oh, you know what? I actually made a huge mistake. This Cragcrown Pathway needed to be a Forest, because I actually can't cast a Genesis Ultimatum if we draw one right now. That's a huge mistake. Maybe I want a third Vorinclex in my 75. That card's just like the best thing you can be doing against these decks like our current opponent is playing. It's so good. Haste Idiot is pretty good too. I just don't know how the spells our opponent's deck is playing. Just like ever beat a deck that like plays a creature on one. Fuck this card, man. Just fuck this card. It's so obnoxious with Yorion. Well, if we draw a land next turn, we can cast it. How likely they die to their own blessing? Pretty unlikely. They're gonna play like Doom Foretold here and discard my Genesis Ultimatum. And now they have a counterspell available. Because they have duress and counterspells in their deck that has no respect for aggro. Yeah. The beat. I'm on Arena. I'm gonna give up the 4th Vortex, I think. It's basically just for Sultai Ultimatum, and Vorinclex is also good there. $20,000 worth of magic cards. Woof. When I sold out of paper, I think I had like 3 or 4 grand. It was like a legacy deck and a half and a modern deck. You kept your reserved list stuff. Good lord. That 3 to 4K is worth 20K now. I'd be surprised. Maybe I didn't have blue dual lands. I had like bayous and bullshit like that. Do I want to know what's a foil Scalding Tarn worth? That's where a lot of the money came from. Foil Tarns. They're actually not that much more than I sold them for. Card, don't shoot. Thanks for the 7 months. Welcome back. Our hand's not terrible for this matchup. You have turn 4 Dragon. Turn 4 Dragon, turn 5 Ultimatum. Didn't you have Allurin put together? I didn't own 90% of the cards that I played. I owned Aggro Loam, and I owned Death and Taxes, were legacy decks that I owned. The Allurin deck I played, the Reanimator deck I played, a friend mailed me in a box, and I played it, and then I mailed it back to them. $500 for Revised Bayou. $500 for a Bayou. Alright. You can buy list an Underground Sea for $730. $730. Buy list. Man, the $300 I spent getting booster packs for historic decks suddenly feeling very reasonable. It's all about perspective, chat. Never not dead to cleave, fam. Going to 3. Going to 3. Survey says. Double stomp. Stomp shock. Okay, so we're definitely holding Goldspan Dragon back to play around haste, right? Is the plan? This card's another Bone Crusher Giant, for those of you that are new to the game. For those of you that haven't played Magic before, this is a Bone Crusher Giant. Welcome to the party.
To the essence of the multi. Do not ignore my draconic talents. An opportunity to act rashly is a chance. Consider this a warning.
Alright, Mono Red drew a couple of lands, and we were able to win. You love to see it. Just using our resources as efficiently as possible, chat. As efficiently as possible. Spiders and Fire Prophecies in. Weird. Opponent didn't draw Cleave, and we had a close, interesting game. Oh, I forgot to bring Wilt in. Yeah, not boarding Wilt in is a mistake. Alright, it's been a long day. I guess if I draw a spider, I'm playing this on one. I'm supposed to bottom that, digging for more interaction. What time am I starting Mythgard? Maybe one more match after this, or two. Next half hour or so. Hey, thanks for the follow, Rune. I think if they play Bone Crusher, we're killing the Bone Crusher instead of the Fervent Champion. Like, trying to figure out what we have here. Do I want to put anything on the bottom here? I think I'm kind of into all these cards. I guess I could ditch the Haven. I have the Cultivate. I don't know. I kind of want the second ramp spell, right? I think I'm going to ditch a land. I think I should have bottomed the last land that I kept. I don't think I want to double down on the mistake, though. And this is why the Haven's nice, right? We draw this. And now I can go 2 into 2 here. Tokyo Whirlwind, thank you for the 15 months. Welcome back. Good afternoon. Yeah, I did, Grindel. Are they splashing for Scalds? It must be, right? This like, again, like, I don't understand why people are putting so much card advantage into these decks. Like, when my aggro opponent takes the turn off to draw 4 instead of putting cleave or more pressure into play, it just gives me so much time to survive. Like, I just genuinely don't... I need a green source here. No, I have double green already with the Wolfwillow, right? Just genuinely don't understand the logic behind. Like, everybody wants all of their decks to draw cards. If you want to draw cards, you should just be playing a Yorion deck. Like, it's fine to want to draw cards, but, like, play a deck that's actually good at it. Don't just, like, take an aggro deck and shove a bunch of card draw into it. It's like it's not the axis you want to fight these games on. Like every time my opponent plays like a card like this or Henge instead of hitting me with Embercleave, it's just like, yes, thank you. Beyond perception, chat. Squadron ultimatum. Yep. Your ultimatum draws an ultimate. Is that almost a perfect ultimatum? Yeah, just pretty close. Like maybe another threat instead of this land. Like these two weren't perfect, but like this like Ugin threat other ultimatum is pretty great. Scalds is good in the aggro mirror. Yeah, I could see maybe it's a people don't understand how to sideboard type thing. Maybe they're still playing cleaves and they're also just like trying to board card advantage in matches where they shouldn't be. I can definitely see that being the case. Like all I know is in my time spent playing on Arena, people very frequently have card advantage in their aggro deck against me when they should just be trying to end the game. And they take turns off to draw cards and I'm excited every time they do. Good die roll to win. Probably trading Tangled Florahedron here. Am I? Yeah, I think so. We got Beanstalk Giant in hand and Thryx, so yeah, I think we're just gonna take the swap here. We'll play Cragcrown as a forest and then Beanstalk for an island, and then any untapped land lets us play Thryx on curve. They took the decision away from us. It's fine. We're A-okay with that dying regardless, is the TLDR though. There's a lot of good beatdown decks, James. Landtier's a huge hit. Can you feel the sudden storm coming on, chat? I can feel it. No! Read. This is a person who's got to cleave. Never not dead to cleave, chat. This is someone who gets it. We cut some Florahedrons in this matchup. This is kind of mediocre. Trim 1 Mythos. About what I've been doing. My threat base at the top's been looking about like this in a lot of these matchups. I added a third to the sideboard Wargie after playing against the Abzaniorian decks more. Decided I want another card to fight Conqueror's Death with. This is where the magic happens. Decks like what we're playing don't mulligan particularly well because you need both lands and threats, which is tough. Guess I actually get to do this. Do I? Let's do this. Let's try and hit Ugin on 6. I don't know if that's going to be fast enough, but we can try. Let's play like this on 5, potentially. And draws like this are why I could have been potentially right. Just, like, keep the guaranteed land tier. Okay, so Dragon's our best draw next turn. Okay. Untapped land lets us ultimatum next turn. Yeah, we've got a cohesive game plan, and we're playing a lot of Foros for game. Untapped blue or red source lets us ultimatum next turn, more specifically. I have double green already. That's bad, man. And there are this many forests in my deck. Hey, now the forest is useful. We exiled our Wolfwillow Haven, so we can Genesis Ultimatum post Ugin down tick, which is nice. And hey, look, chat, my opponent spent a bunch of mana drawing cards instead of killing me. And now I'm in a good spot. I think Hasters. What Hasters does their deck play? If you're not familiar with the opponent's archetype, the answer is none.
You are too dangerous to roam free.
Robber's not super common. That's usually not a card. I believe you that that's a card you've seen people play. Oh no! Don't draw 4 more cards! How will I win the game if you draw 4 more cards, opponent? No! Please stop! Don't! No, I'm on 7 life. Is this another we're on the draw against aggro, we board in 1/2s for 1? How do we feel about 1/2s for 1 versus Mythos? I think 1/2s for 1 might be better. I have a feeling. Being able to meet them on resource efficiency is huge. Like, they play a 2 1-on-1 and we play a 1/2 for 1 and we trade. Like, we're super excited about that. I guess. It's not a hand you write home about, but it's one you keep. Would have been a nice one to have, Mr. Sanders. I guess they could technically cleave me next turn, huh? This is Bernie Sanders, the robber of the rich, chat. He's coming after Oglandia's Shillionaires. Alright, well, I don't think we can ever beat a chop down. If they don't have chop down, we might have a shot here. So they have another Beanstalk Giant. Or they have another Bone Crusher Giant, sorry. And we're dead to Bone Crusher chop down here. They stomp our face, then they attack for 9. If they don't have it, Gargaroth gains a lot of life here. So always their last 2 cards. And again, like, you know, that's just like how Magic goes sometimes. Your opponent's Robber of the Rich draws exactly the cards that you want to draw off of your own deck, and then their last 2 cards are exactly the 2 cards that kill you. Them's the beats. I think I'm actually gonna push Mythgard to another day this week. I want to hang out and play some more games. We still got a bunch of people in here, so want to get down sideboard plans and mulligan patterns and stuff like that with this. Against Yorion, I think we just play this as a land. No, I'm gonna play more Magic War Dev. Beanstalk Giant is probably the best draw in our deck there. I wonder if I want one more 3-mana ramp spell in this deck to get up to 7. I could see maybe I split Mythos 3/3 with Cultivate. Oh, fuck. Damn it. In my head, that land was letting me cast Genesis Ultimatum next turn, but I needed to copy a green because of the mana base. And now they're gonna discard my ultimatum. I deserve this. Man, I deserve that. Feels bad, man, but they're gonna lose this game now. They're gonna lose this game because that Polychronos gets to fight my Goldspan Dragon. So if I would have copied my green source with my Mythos, I would have played that, and I would have played Genesis last turn. Yeah, now we're probably dead. Stuff like that, paying attention to the mana base. Someone said, isn't Mythos a ramp spell? It's not on turn 3. It's not a ramp spell that gets you. It's also not card advantage oftentimes. Vorinclex stops the sagas from ticking up. Thank you for explaining my card to me. Good commentary. Playing out my 6/6 and then having to trade with their 4-mana 6/6 seems really bad. You're correct that it irrelevantly stops their sagas from ticking up, though. It's an accurate statement. I could have copied the Gargaroth, but the fact that Gargaroth trades with Pelucrados seems less than good. I think I'd rather just like have another 8/8 and try and kill them. Yeah, someone asked about NSFW jokes in chat. Usually NSFW jokes, what that actually means is people are gonna make bad jokes that are like racist or phobic in some ways, so probably not. Unless they're just jokes that involve swear words. This is a weird card for the tomato deck to be playing. Or did either way, right? That was the Emergent, someone, I think it was Lambton, actually, that said it the other day. Emergent Ultimatum is a card that's a lot like Gifts Ungiven. It's a card that, like, as it's templated, looks like it's really interesting and makes a lot of decisions, but in actuality, it plays out like Gifts Ungiven does in Storm and Modern, where, like, all the piles kill you and your choice doesn't actually matter. It's a big illusion of choice card. Just like, well, you get to make a decision here, but like all the paths lead to the same place. Players will optimize the fun out of your game given the chance. Yep. Taking extra turn cards are certainly something. And remember, that game, we would have easily won that game had I copied the right land on turn 4 and I hadn't lost my ultimatum. We would have fluked a bunch of crap into play. Lee Sid, thanks for the follow. I wasn't paying close enough attention to my mana. Alright, this hand's great. Needs some lands, but our deck has a lot of those. No, he stops Planeswalkers from getting loyalty when they come into play as well. He halves it. So good against sagas, good against opposing planeswalkers. Yeah, I'm supposed to play the tap land and play around disruption here. Yeah. I'm probably supposed to go slow and play around that card. What's going on, Swag Cannon? Thanks for the third of the year. Welcome back. The format's in a good place, to be fair. Okay, I mean, that land drop means that I get to Vorinclex next turn. Because this makes Vorinclex one cheaper.
All I deemed appropriate.
They're playing Saw coming. Or if these are just extra turns cards. Alrighty then. I suppose there is a series of extra turns here that end up with us dead afterwards. Hey, HJ, thanks for the 25 months. Welcome back. They do have a finite number of turns they can take here, though. Do they have life gain? Not for a turn, they don't. Pay 1 red. Opponents can't gain life this turn. Yeah, Sweeper into Stroke would do it. I don't think they play, these are different converted mana costs, right? One's even, one's odd. So, they can't get both of them with that. Yeah, I think 4x Epiphany kills us, does it? If they Epiphany here, they go to 3, we go to 10. They Epiphany again. Yeah, two more Epiphanies would do it, right? Or does it need to be 2 more after this, right? So they go to 3, we go to 10. They Epiphany, they have 6 birds. Yeah, they need 2 more. If they have all four turn spells, we die. Alright, shouldn't have punted the first game. I think I'm happy with how I boarded them. Run it back. A 6 mana Big Chandra still legal in Standard. I don't think so, right? That one rotated? Yeah, that was the last core set, right? Alright, hoping for a third land in however many cards here. Perfect. All of our colors, too. Play this on red. I think we run this into a counterspell rather than this, depending on what they do this turn. None of that is counterspell mana. Get double blue with this Cultivate. So they're gonna get to. Oh, I could. Do we copy their Nightmare because it can kill this and take a card out of their hand? I think that's the play, right? Can we play around their counter unless they pay one card? We'll pay green-red so that way it can fight something. See? Bought the Tangled Florahedron in one. Ooh, that's very pretty. Can you buy a full art for this card? Or can you not? Can you buy a full art for this saga? Hey, Negative, thanks for the 25 months. Welcome back. I don't think you can, right? Alright, so how about we Vorinclex them, huh? And deny them the ramp? Strong, independent streamer doesn't need WotC for his full art. They are missing green mana. Am I supposed to copy their binding to kill their binding? The problem with that is if I copy the binding to kill the binding, and they have a land, they can Valky into a 7/7. Well, I guess I could. I think I want a Shatterskull and then Giant. Okay, I think I want to do this. Get my thing back. And then this lets me Ugin next turn. Guaranteed. I have my colors to Ultimatum. Ready. So this does mean they'll have Ultimatum mana next turn, right? They have green, green, green. Oh, they need another black source to Ultimatum still, actually. This is an extra turn. I mean, the extra turn's not doing anything at the moment, right? Like, it depends on how good these cards are that are left over in their hand. Yeah, they cast Make Two Birds Explore, essentially. Would like one of your finest Roiling Vortexes, please, deck. Yeah, Explore draws a card. Huh. Well, I mean... Counterspell. Nah, I think anybody assuming our opponent's salty, they probably just have something going on in real life. Or they had a lot of choices in their hand too. Either way. Yeah, there's a good chance they had a lot of permutations. The way their turn the way their turn could play out, they had a lot of cards in hand. People too often assume their opponent's upset when in reality they're just thinking. I mean, to be fair, Alistair Stone, most of my turns play out pretty quickly. I tend to talk through what I'm doing while my opponent's taking their plays. How crazy is it to copy the book? I think pretty crazy, especially if we put them... Okay, so we can put them on not Ultimatum with the Tibalt play, right? Tibalt means not Ultimatum. Am I copying Tibalt? I think we're just killing Tibalt with Ugin, right? And by that I mean getting Disdainful stroked? Nope. Deal. I think this is the line. They could draw us Ultimatum here, like they have 3 draws in it.
Ghost fire, my greatest creation.
Yep. I assume it's like extra turn, Tibalt, Vorinclex is usually the pretty cookie cutter one. I suppose it depends on how many Valkies they're playing. They're already through 2 of them. They're through an Epiphany as well, so like, I think we saw multiple taking turn spells in one of the other games. It's unfortunate we've never been able to draw Roiling Vortex in a game where Shark Typhoon, Epiphany, Seagate Restoration. Huh. Alright, well, so long extra turn spell. We're fine if they don't take a turn. Kinda. Look how many cards are in their hand. Like, we have to try and, like, win a game of Magic against their 10-card hand.
I leave you to your doom.
My draw 5 got countered. There was resolved. Well, I mean, that could be very good next turn, potentially.
Perfection is a journey, not a destination. Return to the essence of the multiverse.
Oh, right. They still have our Goldspan Dragon. Forgot about that. They drew Ultimatum that turn.
Proceed in my stead, Planeswalker.
So, like, we need them to not have a counter spell, and we need to draw an ultimatum. He says his opponent draws 800 cards. Yeah, this matchup seems hard. I don't know if the vortexes are enough to help there. Feels like we like get close every time, and then like we don't have a vortex drawn in the top third of our deck, and then our opponent peels ultimatum and kills us. Like every single game, our ultimatum's gotten countered, then they immediately draw one and play one. Thought C's interviews. Thanks for the 35 months. Welcome back. That sounds like a painful interview. Hey, howdy, nerd girl. Good afternoon. Have we drawn Vortex against that deck? We did at one point, and we killed them without them ever having Ultimatum. Like, they never even had Ultimatum mana. Yeah, I talked about this a little bit yesterday, Bitter Justice, that when I was getting back into this format, I was assuming that, like, Ugin would be the end-all, be-all top of the format, and it's actually just really not the case. Like if anything, the Yorian decks, like what our last couple of opponents have been playing against, have are definitely the go biggest things. I think I'm gonna split this with Cultivate. Cultivate's been good. Mythos has been, I don't know. Mythos is good, but it's just expensive. The fact that Cultivate's a 2-for-1 is a big deal too. The fact that it draws you 2 cards is strong. Like Ramshoe, but it's also card advantage. It's a big part of what makes that card so good. Alright, so we'll bottom Gargaroth, and we're gonna hope to draw a 3rd land for this Cultivate on 3. Honestly, without what's it called? Without the Terror of the Peaks as a card in our deck, it could be that Cultivate's better than Beanstalk Giant. I'd rather have 4 of these and only 3 Beanstalks. Cultivate should also heal by 3. Yikes. Well then, we did to cleave next turn. Would be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Not quite, but close. Just every fucking time. We did that yesterday too. We were like, oh, we're not actually dead to cleave here, we're fine. And then they had Rimrock Knight. Not dead to cleave, JK, idiot. Die in a blaze. I wanted to actually leave a couple of these in. Our sweeper's not good enough right now. They're good against, like, exactly mono red, and that's it. They're fine against white aggro, and they're good against mono red, and they're really bad against, like, the Gruul aggressive decks. Yeah, that too. Ugin is a sweeper. Ugin's the most playable sweeper there is. really want a Cultivate or a Giant here. This card is so high variance. It's just like so nuts when you have a second one with it. All right, Cultivate. We did it. We did it, chat fam. Let's see if we die. Let's see if we die on their turn 4 again, huh? It is looking like we're gonna die on 4 again. I lied. I'm gonna play Mythgard. I thought I could play more of